Hey there, welcome back into Occupy Democrats. And what does it mean for all of us individually to be quote unquote potentially ashamed of your country? But here's the thing in this breaking story that Donald Trump doesn't understand and never will understand. And that is that two things can be true at the same time, even if they slightly oppose one another. You see, my sister was in the Navy. I can be all for the military and at the same time be very disappointed or disagree with the reason to send the military into some type of action. Donald Trump just isn't that bright. Because for a man who's run and won twice as a Republican, said this in light of Minnesota about guns.
With that being said, you can't have guns. You can't walk in with guns.
What about the Second Amendment?
Listen, you can't walk in with guns. You can't do that. But it's just a very unfortunate incident.
And you can also create shame in your own household, at your job, or amongst your family and friends when you stone cold lie about the truth all the time. Kind of like what Caroline Leavitt's lips do when she steps to the dais every single time.
But let's be clear about the circumstances which led to that moment on Saturday. This tragedy occurred as a result of a deliberate and hostile resistance by Democrat leaders in Minnesota. For weeks, Governor Walz and the Mayor Jacob Fry and other elected Democrats were spreading lies about federal law enforcement officers who are risking their lives daily to remove the worst criminal illegal aliens from our streets.
And when you don't have the desire to actually find out the truth and the FBI is complicit, yeah, that'll create shame too. Here.
All right, so breaking news from the New York Times. Days after Renee Good's murder, FBI Director Kash Patel and other senior Trump officials stopped FBI agents who had a warrant to document.
Because this is a reasonable conversation about what happened.
Minnesota FBI agent did his job. He reviewed the evidence of ICE officer Jonathan Ross's shooting of Renee Good and said this should be investigated. DOJ leaders didn't do their jobs. They shut the FBI down. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche basically said, "We all saw what happened. It was self-defense, case closed." But here's the problem. New evidence keeps coming to light.
But in the end, they didn't do their job.
To document blood spatter and bullet holes on Renee Good's car from continuing to investigate. The orders, they said, came from senior officials, including Kash Patel.
So in this breaking story, since we now have an entire flurry of Olympic athletes who have tried to couch what it means right now to fly that flag over in Italy for the Olympics, we have a Minnesotan who couched it as well as anyone I've seen to date. Check this breaking video out in terms of the clarity between being ashamed of what's going on and being a proud American right here.
First of all, I'd like to say I'm proud to be here to represent Team USA and to represent our country. But we'd be remiss if we didn't at least mention what's going on in Minnesota and what a tough time it's been for everybody. This stuff is happening right around where we live. And I am a lawyer, as you know, and we have a constitution, and it allows us to freedom of the press and freedom of speech, protects us from unreasonable searches and seizures, and makes it that we have to have probable cause to be pulled over. And what's happening in Minnesota is wrong. There's no shades of gray. It's clear. And I really love what's been happening there now with people coming out, showing the love, the compassion, integrity, and respect for others that they don't know and helping them out. And we love Minnesota for that. And I want to make it clear that we are out here. We love our country. We're playing for the U.S. We're playing for Team USA. And we're playing for each other. And we're playing for our family and our friends that sacrificed so much to get here today. And that doesn't change anything, because what the Olympics means is excellence, respect, friendship. And we all exemplify that. And we are playing for the people of Minnesota and the people around the country who share those same values.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Just a little bit of thought, some qualifiers, some disclaimers. And no matter what anybody says, Donald Trump will still try to twist that in some 3 o'clock in the morning social post about how he should be arrested or he's a traitor or that's an act of sedition or shame on him or what a loser or whatever the 7-year-old petulant mango muppet child says, he'll come up with something. But that is the proper way to parse your feelings in a difficult situation. And we likely should get better at it because Lord knows, with Trump in the White House and all the sycophants around him while Howard Lutnick lies and everybody else lies, we are going to have to be really good at parsing. You guys like and share the video and stay frosty.